Hello YouTube, this is Bash bringing you here for the NPL pool battle 1, which is up against Dr. Slaking and the Bowland Bovines, whose teams consist of Doug Trio, Rotom Wash, Mega Beedrill, Mandibuzz, Bronzong, Serena, Keldeo, Porygon Z, Gardevoir, Kecleon, and Golisopod, Z captains being Keldeo and Porygon Z. And in my team, my team consists of Victini, Suicune, Komao, Sylveon, Nidoking, Raikou, Mega Aerodactyl, Registeel, Sneasel, and Lurantis, with Z captains being Komao, Sneasel, and Lurantis. I'll go over real quick with my not really that brief of the sets, as I did actually have a Teambuilder. I'll link that in the description below. And you should also check out my opponent, Dr. Slaking, who put into pretty good content. I've been watching him a little bit, and he's pretty good in his content. Like, it's really high quality. So I would definitely go check him out if you want to watch some high quality draft league. So coming into this, we got Mega Aerodactyl here with like a Stone Edge, Aerial Ace, Crunch, Roost, pretty much max attack kind of thing. Speed creeping Mega Beedrill. Then we got Registeel with Shed Shell with Protect, Stealth Rocks, Iron Head, Toxic. Pretty much enough to Iron Head, enough attack investment to 3-ko Porygon Z with Iron Head, but also be able to take hits with from Mega Beedrill and Porygon Z on both physical and special side for a while. We got Riverdale here, substitute Protect, Calm Mind, Scald. Put like a little bit of speed in there just in case he tries to speed creep Serena, using Serena to speed creep Suicune. So that's that. And then we got Sneasel, the Sketch JV Junior, who is E-Belt with Icicle Crash, Aerial Ace, Knockoff, Ice Shard. Aerial Ace, by the way, has a chance to 2-shot Keldeo depending on the set. Then there's Sylveon, Bella with Wish, Protect, Baton Pass, Hyper Voice, and then there's Terminator, the Komao with Vitinium Z, Dragon Dance, Close Combat, Ice Punch, and Iron Head. So coming into this match, I'm looking at the team, and there was a couple of things I wasn't really expecting to see. I didn't really think Golisopod was going to come. I wasn't sure about Serena. I thought there was a possibility that it might come, but I wasn't really positive about it. But based off the team's built, I felt like there was something he would want to outspeed Mega Aerodactyl, and I'm taking a look at it, and it might be Doug Trio, depending on the because he can't be Z Doug Trio, as the Z captains are Keldeo and Porygon Z, which we see neither one of them, which is very good for me because I do not want to deal with that. So right off the bat, I see Golisopod as well. Really, the only reason I would see Golisopod in this match would be for Hazard Stack, as didn't bring any hazard removal this week, so did not think he would bring Hazard Stack. I didn't really think he'd bring Golisopod because I didn't think it had a good matchup at all. But in case he leads Golisopod, I'm going to lead Mega Aerodactyl and try to put the pressure on right away. And I feel like it had a pretty good lead against pretty much everything except for the Bronzong, which I could hard switch out into either Suicune or Registeel on, because they both wall Bronzong pretty well. So I'm going to lead with Mega Aerodactyl. He's going to lead with the Mega Beedrill, which is a great lead for me. I'm going to turn this really slow. Okay. He leads with Mega Beedrill. Mega Beedrill he can't stay in. I did speed creep Mega Beedrill, speed creeping my Sneasel, but there's no way he would actually think of that. So he's probably gonna have to switch out. I don't think he's gonna stay in and let this thing take a hit from Mega Arrow, because Mega Arrow will OHKO this thing. As I believe I'm gonna go for Crunch. I'm gonna go for a Crunch. I'm gonna expect the Bronzong to come in. It's his really only good switch in right now to Mega Aerodactyl. So that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for a Crunch and see what kind of set this Bronzong is. If he's especially defensive set, I have a chance to two-hit KO. So that's I'm gonna go for the Crunch. He's gonna make the switch out into Bronzong here. As here, I'm going to Mega Evolve, go for Crunch. I'm going to speed this up real quick, actually. Sorry about this. We're going to just do this right now. I'm going to go for the Crunch, and it turns out he actually is Cobra Berry, which is good damage, and based off of the set, he doesn't really look like he has any Fizz Def at all, really. He's max HP, probably max Def or max like attack or special attack or something like that. So I'm going to hard switch out into Registeel here, I believe, and try to get my rocks. There's also a possibility that this could be the only reason I was thinking maybe that I wouldn't switch Registeel in on a Bronzong is if it's a trick set, but we just saw that he has Cobra Berry. There's no way he's going to be a trick set with that. So I'm going to hard switch out into Registeel and try to get my rocks early, because his team really gets punished by rocks with Mega Beedrill, Mandibuzz, and Golisopod taking 25%, especially with... Ooh, that's not good to see. With the Golisopod, especially with the fact that after 2 Stealth Rock switch-ins, like anything can knock it back out with Emergency Exit, which in the Teambuilder you'll probably remember that I forgot the name of the ability, but it's Emergency Exit. So he's gonna go for a Gyro Ball, make a safe play. As right now I'm gonna get at my rocks, and we're gonna just trade rocks here. That's fine. My team isn't really hurt that much by rocks. I have Mega Aerodactyl and Sneasel, that's about it though. I'm not really planning on bringing Sneasel in that much, unless I want to like try to revenge something. So Mega Aerodactyl, I have a Roost on it, so that's really nice for it anyway, and I can Wish Pass into it anyway, so I mean, it's not really that big a deal. So I'm gonna go out to Suicune. I know my Registeel gets walled by Bronzong, so I'm not really thinking I want to stay in here, and I'm just going to make a hard switch out into Suicune, as he pulls a switch out into Serena. I wasn't sure what to expect here. I'm just going to go for a Protect to see what he wants to go for. I don't believe Serena gets really anything that would be scary if I go for Protect and he does something with it. Maybe Acupressure could be scary, but I'm not really worried about that. Suicune, I want to see what kind of grass type moves he has, if he's Power Whip or Drop Kick. I want to see if he has Momentum or if he just goes for a Rapid Spin to try to get away with the rocks, as he does get hurt by rocks a lot, especially if he's a Sash Dugtrio. That can be really bad for him. And Bronzong does not, based on the fact that Bronzong does not have reliable recovery, it's not really gonna want to take rocks all the time and get chip damage like that, as it doesn't have leftovers either. So that means his team really does not like rocks in this match. So rocks up on his side. So I'm gonna go for the Protect and scout out what he wants to do. I want to get myself back up to max HP, as he reveals the Rapid Spin. So he's going to try to get rid of rocks, and I'm going to try to take this chance to try to sub up, see what he wants to do. If he gets off the Rapid Spin, I could try to Skull Burn this, which could be really nice. And maybe it won't be able to break my subs, as I'm going to go for a Substitute, and he makes the correct play and goes for the Drop Kick. And I think my sub fades, which is annoying, but I'm gonna go for the Protect here. See if I can PP stall him. He's gonna go for the Rapid Spin again, making the correct play. I could have tried to sub back up again, but that would have been really tricky on him. So I'm gonna sub up again. See what he wants to do. I'm gonna keep doing this for a little bit, trying to scout out his set a little bit, see what he wants to do. See if it's like max HP or something, max HP or max attack I'm at, to see if he can break subs. I'm gonna go for the Skull, try to get a burn. He shows to be not physically invested in his Serena. So in the Drop Kick, if I get a burn, he can't break my sub with Drop Kick, which is really good for me. As I'm just gonna go for another Protect here. Just get some HP back. I want to see what he wants to do. He goes for another Drop Kick, knowing that there's a chance that I could just be walled out here. As I'm gonna make the switch into Sylveon, he makes the correct play and goes for Rapid Spin. If I made a play with a Calm Mind, that would have been really good, but I couldn't make that play. I'm gonna go for the Baton Pass. I'm gonna expect the Bronzong to come in here. I'm expecting the Bronzong to come in. I believe I go for Wish or Baton Pass. He goes in Bronzong. I go for the Baton. I go for the Wish. Wish passing into Suicune is really nice here. As long as he doesn't have Toxic, that'd be even better. But I think he's going to go for a Gyro Ball or something like that. So I'm going to Hard Switch back out into Suicune, or Baton Pass out into Suicune as he goes into Mana Buzz. Get this thing back up to pretty much close to full, which is really nice. And he has Mana Buzz in. I don't know what to expect. I was expecting maybe a Taunt or a Whirlwind, but or a Toxic, which I wasn't really. With Sylveon, most of his mons are physically attacking mons, so Sylveon really doesn't do much other than pass wishes and can help deal with this Mana Buzz. So I want to Hard Switch out into Sylveon here as he makes a play and shows Whirlwind, which is kind of scary, but it's kind of annoying. But I'm gonna still make the safe play. Back into Sylveon. I do not want to deal with. I do not want to deal with this. I don't really care much about Sylveon taking damage like this. Sylveon isn't that useful this match, so because he didn't bring any of his special attackers. So literally, he didn't bring anything. All his entire team is physically offensive, pretty much. So I'm gonna go back into Sylveon here. And he's going to go for the U-turn, try to get momentum. He's probably going to go out to Bronzong here or Mega Beedrill. He goes with the Mega Beedrill now that rocks aren't up, which is a really good play. And I'm going to go for Protect, scout out what he wants to do. If he was T-Spikes, that would be really scary, but I thought he would need... I thought he would move... if he wanted T-Spikes, he'd run into 4 move slot syndrome, which is... Yeah, so I thought he maybe would have U-turn, Poison Jab, Drill Run, Knockoff, or something like that, but... or some coverage move, physical attacking coverage move. So I wasn't really worried about T-Spikes if people had it, which, so I'm going to go for Protect. He's going to go for the Poison Jab. If I made the play out to Registeel here, that would have been amazing, but knowing that he's got the Poison Jab, knowing that I have the Protect, and he knows that I'm not going to stay in, he's going to go for the U-turn, which is the correct play for him, and I'm still going to go out to Registeel, just in case. And I want to get up my rocks, but you know what? We're not getting up rocks here. So, he goes into Callisto Pod, which is interesting. I'm going to go for rocks anyway. Rocks hurt his team really a lot. And I'm fine with Callisto Pod being Callisto Pod setting up a spike if I could get my rocks up. I think that's a pretty good trade for on my part. As he goes for a taunt, and it turns out that I'm actually faster than him. So, I didn't run any speed investment on my Registeel. So, Gallistopod, he must have not sped crap correctly, or maybe he thought it was minus speed nature, but I'm really happy that I was able to get my rocks before he got the taunt off. So now I can make the switch out into, I believe it's either Suicune? Yeah, I go with the Suicune here. See what he wants to do. If he goes for a liquidation, it would be scary, but he goes for spikes, and at this point I know what he wants to do. I'm going to make the hard switch out into Mega Aerodactyl here. I want to put some pressure on this Gallistopod and make sure it gets emergency exit right off the bat. Do not want to deal with the spikes. Now that I have my rocks up, I'm fine with... I don't want to let him keep setting up spikes on me. So I'm going to make the hard switch out to Mega Aerodactyl here. Only take 24% from rocks. He's going to make the double into Serena, which is fine with me because Mega Aerodactyl Oko Serena at this point with Aerial Ace. And he doesn't have a switch on his team anyway. So I'm going to go for the Aerial Ace, I believe. And Bronzong is going to come in here, and it's going to take some damage. And this puts this Bronzong in range of Crunch from Mega Aerodactyl, which is really good, as the lowest of rolls is still 51.4%, which means this thing would go down anyway, no matter what, to Crunch. He's going to go into Dugtrio. At this point, I know that it's not Sash. I'm pretty sure it's not Sash, and at this point, I have a feeling he is Scarfed because I do not want to deal with a Scarfed Dugtrio. That's the only reason he would go into this thing. I mean, his team doesn't really do well against this, but maybe if he had Aqua Jet on Gallistopod, he could go into that or something like that. So this is why I'm going to save Mega Aerodactyl here and go on to Suicune, expecting the Stone Edge. He's going to go for the Stone Edge, and what's going to happen is he actually misses, which kind of sucks. That's unfortunate, really is, but I'm going to get Leftovers Recovery here, and he's going to make the switch out to Serena here. I believe I go for the Scald. Yep, I do. I go for the Scald, and finally get the burn, which is absolutely amazing because now I can 1v1 this Serena 100%, and he can't really do much about it. I believe I go for a protect on this turn to get more reliable recovery and see what he wants to do for. And he goes for a synthesis, makes the right play. If I went for a sub, that would have been really nice, but I thought the protect was the right play on that turn, just to get as much health as possible on it. So I'm gonna go for a sub. He's gonna, I believe he rapid spins here to try to get rid of his rocks. As you know, his team's really weak to rocks at this point, and I'm gonna start trying to set up on him. I'm gonna protect here, see what try to get more recovery here. Or no, actually, I go for the Calm Mind here. Reveal that, as now he knows my set. Drop kick does not break a sub. At this point, I should have went for protect there a couple times. I should have went for protect the first time before the Calm Mind to get more reliable recovery. But oh well, we'll deal with that. And here's support. I have a feeling he's gonna go out to Mandibuzz here, or in Galistopod. And Galistopod just, if I get a burn on Galistopod, that would be absolutely amazing. I don't think he's staying in here now, knowing that he can't break a sub with Drop Kick. So I'm gonna pull off a Scald right here, expecting a Mandibuzz, because I know that he has Whirlwind on it. That might be his way to deal with it. He goes for the Scald, and he shows eject button, which is very interesting. His eject button, he told me after the match that his eject button was in fact for Victini, to take a hit with Victini, Scarf Victini, or any type of Victini, and go out to Trio. So that's really interesting, I think. So in that case, I still could go for another sub. I'm gonna go for a protect, I believe, first before that though. He's gonna go for a U-turn. I go for a protect. He goes for a U-turn, which is nice. And I'm gonna just keep getting reliable recovery here, as he's gonna go for another U-turn. The sub fades, and he's gonna go out to Mandibuzz, as I'm gonna go for another sub and pretty much deal with this. As I'm gonna go for a Scald here. I know that he's gonna Whirlwind me out, and if I be able to wear this thing down even more, that'd be really nice. He goes for the Whirlwind. And this is where I make a misplay here. I think I'll make. Oh well, I make a miss. This turn I don't make a misplay. I make another turn misplay. I'm gonna get my rocks here. Go for a Stealth Box. I don't really care for Roost as much, because I think Stealth Box is a lot more helpful, especially for a Sneasel in the end. If I want to get Ice Shard pressure, because his team's not really want to take Ice Shard at this moment, other than Galistopod, and I have a lot of other ways to deal with Galistopod on my team. So I want to go for rocks. Make sure that Mega Beedrill gets worn down, and so does his other mons, as he's going to go for Roost, and this is where I make the misplay. I should have Heart Switched here after Sylveon, but I wasn't sure what he's going to do. I thought he was going to go for a U-turn or something like that, or a taunt, so I'm going to stay in and go for Iron Head. This is a misplay 100%. He goes for knockoff and gets rid of my Shed Shell. Really bad for me for Trio, and I'm weakened down, so he's gonna go for a Roost, and I'm just making misplays right here. I'm making a couple misplays and just staying in an Iron Head. Wasn't really sure what to do at this point with the Registeel. It's important, but like I was really worried about the U-turn, him U-turning out into Sylveon when I go into Sylveon or something like that. Which at hindsight, I probably should have just done that anyway. I should have just hard switched out to Sylveon and just gotten a Wish Up and be able to threaten out his team, but I guess I didn't do that, so we can't change that now. So he's gonna go for the U-turn here. I want to go for another Iron Head. He's gonna go into Galistopod here. It takes 24%. This thing does nothing to it, 7%. So I'm gonna make a hard switch out to Mega Aerodactyl again, expecting the spikes, as he does go for spikes again, and this is the turn that Hex comes back to hurt me. So he goes for Aqua Jet here. It doesn't actually OHKO at that point, because he actually turns out to be no attack investment at all. And even if he was adamant, no EVs in attack, he still doesn't OHKO me with Aqua Jet with my set. So that was really rough at this point. So I would have actually lived that, and I would have taken down Galistopod and pretty much had it lose, get knocked out by Stealth Box, I believe, as I went for Air Release on that turn. So that's unfortunate. At this point, it's looking kind of bad for me, but we still have a way to win. We have a couple ways to win this game. 2 different ways to win this game, or actually 3 technically speaking, but we have a couple ways. I'm going to go into Sylveon. Sylveon outspeeds Gliscopod. I know that 100% since Registeel outsped Gliscopod, and Sylveon's actually faster than Registeel. I'm just going to pop up a Hyper Voice. I didn't want this to deal with any more spikes or anything like that, so I'm going to pop off a Hyper Voice as he goes into Serena, trying to maybe sack it off or get a Rapid Spin a little more anyways, as he's going to go down to burn, which is really nice. I'm going to get some leftovers, and he's going to go out to Mega Beedrill again. This is the play I believe I should have just went out into Registeel, or yeah, I believe I should have went out to Registeel. Don't know why I kind of didn't, but I guess well, I did actually. I wanted more leftovers recovery for Sylveon. To help with Mandibuzz, even though Mandibuzz can't really touch me at all. So I'm gonna go for Protect, get some recovery here. He's gonna go for a Poison Jab. At this point, Mega Beedrill is really scary for my team, and I'm gonna make the hard switch down to Registeel here. I'm gonna go down to 22%. I'm pretty much sacking this off because if Drillrun definitely takes me out at this point. And Como is the only thing in my team that could take a hit anyway at this point from Mega Beedrill, as Ice Shard is not enough at this point. I need it down to like about 30-40% to be able to OHKO that with Ice Shard. So I'm going to go into Como, and I'm going to make the D-Dance play here. Nothing on Mega Beedrill can OHKO me at this point. The only problem was if I went for a D-Dance and he's Scarf Duck Trio, or I'm in range of Gliscopod, Aqua Jet, which could be really annoying, but he's gonna go for U-turn, gets an absolute max roll, or apparently that's what he told me was the absolute max roll, as he goes into Duck Trio, and I'm gonna go for a D-Dance. I need to do that in order to outspeed it and OHKO some stuff, as at this point I know for a fact he's Scarf Duck Trio 100%, and he's gonna go for Earthquake, and I'm gonna live at 1, but that's also apparently a max high roll on my Como from his Duck Trio, as is what he kind of told me. As I'm gonna go for the Ice Punch here. Kind of regret. I kind of wanted Drain Punch now that I think about it, but oh well, it's too late for that. He's going to Gliscopod, and he's gonna show the Aqua Jet, but I'm gonna get the emergency exit first. He's gonna get the emergency exit first, so that means that's just more chip damage on that, and more chip damage on Mandibuzz. And now I could just pop off my Titanium Z to OHKO anything that comes in. If he wants to switch into Gliscopod right now, he loses the game. So, and Mega Beedrill is the only thing that really Mega Beedrill pressures my entire team at this point. So that's really scary. And I'm just going to pop up with Titanium Z. There's no point of holding on to it. I OHKO Mandibuzz. I don't want to deal with Mandibuzz anymore. So I'm just going to go pop off of Titanium Z. Just absolutely destroy something. And it helps break his team. And now he's down to 2 bug types. To his 2 bugs. He's going to go to Gliscopod, his only play, and click Aqua Jet, as it's going to take me out, of course. And this is the play. This is where I had to make a decision. At this point, Sneasel does not OHKO Mega Beedrill after Rocks. I don't think with the set. So I'm gonna have to go to Suicune and maybe sub up or get some leftovers recovery or get up into enough HP where Mega Beedrill can't take me out. As Adamant Mega Beedrill does max 41% with Poison Jab to Suicune, my Suicune set. So if I can get up to like that area, I have a chance of winning this game as long as I keep it above that point. I pretty much could win this game. So that's the plan here. I'm going to go to Suicune. I get really chipped down with those rocks and spikes. I'm going to go for a Protect. If you went to Mega Beedrill here, he would have probably just won the game right there. 100. I don't think I would have won that game if he did that. Although I could have. There was a chance I probably lived the roll of Poison Jab. Because I would have been at 32%, I believe, at that point. But I'm going to go for Protect, see what he wants to do. He's going to go for a Taunt, which is nice. And this is the play I think is the right play in this match. I'm going to go for a sub. He can't... If I'm behind a sub, when Mega Beedrill comes in, I win the game. I'm pretty sure I just 100% win the game. because I don't think at this point I'm not even sure Glowstopod can break a sub. I don't remember exactly what his fourth move thought, but all I've seen is taunt, spikes, and Aqua Jet at this point. So knowing that, I'm gonna go for a sub. The sub obviously goes up before the taunt, which is really nice. So I'm gonna go for this sub. He makes a play into Mega Beedrill, which is very risky because everyone went for a Scald right there. I won the game too, 100%. So that was a very risky play right there, I think. And I believe he was actually liquidation, so he couldn't touch Suicune at all with Glistopod. So that means I could have just got my recovery all the way back up, which is probably why he made the play into Mega Beedrill. But at this point, I'm gonna go for a Protect here, get some more reliable recovery off. If he went for a U-turn, that would have been really scary for my team. But that would have. Here's the thing, though. He's in quite a situation, cause if he goes into rocks one more time, Sneasel outgoes it. And Sneasel beats the Glistopod also because it doesn't take it out with the Aqua Jet because it has no attack investment. And Sylveon beats Glistopod as well. So he's in quite a predicament because if I get the damage off on Mega Beedrill with Scald, this thing's in range of Sneasel. If he switches out, if he goes for the U-turn and breaks my sub, and goes on to Glistopod, sacks it off, he brings in Mega Beedrill again, it's in range of Sneasel. So I believe at this point it was checkmate. There wasn't really anything he could really do unless I misplayed. That's pretty much the only way I think he could have won at this point. I get the Scald off, bring him down. He can't really. He dies to rocks now. I'm gonna go for Protect just in case maybe I could live a hit, which is not gonna happen. But it's a Mega Beedrill, and I didn't get the burn, so he's gonna take me out here with Poison Jab. I'm gonna go out to my Sneasel, and I'm gonna be able to take out the Mega Beedrill here. As Sketch Jr. is going to wrap up this game with Ice Shard, take out the Mega Beedrill, and Glistopod is going to die to rocks. And we win our first battle pool, our first match of the pool up against Dr. Slaking, which is a great game, honestly. It was a really intense game. Both hacks on both sides because he did miss the Stone Edge, but then I got the crit on Mega critted on by Glistopod on Mega Arrow. So I would say I guess it was kind of even with the hack side, so that's really nice as well. But I was really a little nervous about because his core is actually pretty terrifying if you think about it. The way he has Mega Beedrill and Doug Trio with the U-turning potential, because what really stops Mega Beedrill is the Steel types, which Doug Trio pretty much destroys. So I really enjoyed his team. Although Glistopod's a little funny, but GG to Dr. Slaking. I'll leave his link in the description below. He's pretty good. He's a pretty solid content creator, as I said before. And and we Sketch Jr. Just gonna be riding you out, man. So we do still have, I believe, 4 more matches left for the pools. I don't exactly know at this point which order they're going to be in, as there's been a little just scheduling has been a little weird, I guess you could say. So hopefully I'll let you know as soon as possible, and I'll have another team builder up for the next match as well. So until next time, Bash out.